All right, I'm on hole number 9 of the Stateside Classics tournament. Tuesday's qualifying round in the rookie division. Let's go check out hole number 9. Hole number 9. What is hole number 9? It is Vineyard Acres, hole number 9. All right. So this is one of those rare birds. Every time one of these comes up, that throws me off for a minute, because this is one of those rare par 5s in Golf Clash, where here's the deal. When this hole first came out, there was a line of trees over here, and I think that there wasn't any sand. There was a line of trees over here. I think there was a sand trap out here somewhere. There was other sand other than this big ass sand trap, but there was trees along this line. And so if you got out here and you wanted to get up to this point, this was a hole that you could get a leg up on somebody in one-on-one, because you had to know how to play. This hole was all about not just hitting the ball out there, but putting the ball in the right spot. Because you wanted to be, if you didn't get far enough out in here, your option was, you didn't really want to hit here, you had no option. So your goal was to try and use curl. You could do a backspin, sidespin, curl shot and try and dig yourself as far as you could up into this hole, because then you could open up that window to get to the cup. But with those trees there, you had to you wanted to be far forward, but you wanted to be to the right. And so this hole has always been tough, but a lot of people hit out to here, because then you could drive straight up to that and then go this way. That was the way that everybody came. This was Tommy's way, that when this hole first came out, he would play to this spot, to that spot, to that spot. So that means it's 3 shots to get on. So that means the best that we can get here is an eagle. And we're actually shooting for birdie. So our minimum score is birdie, but we're looking for that eagle. And so if you hit to this spot, if you hit out here to this spot right here, you can do this with any club in your bag. I would actually do it with a QB, because I think with my QB, I put down QB and a half a backspin. All right, so you can look at your QB distance compared to mine, what a level 10 QB has, to figure out like how much distance you're losing, and you may adjust that half backspin to where you put on no backspin, or you may put on a half a topspin, just depending on where your club is. I always like it when you're taking shots like this where you use backspin, because you have a lot more control. Because sometimes if you hit into a pocket in the field where your ball's coming down and it catches the pocket like this, it could catch a roll and roll out. But if you got a little bit of backspin on there, when it hits, it's backspinning that whole time, and you'll end up getting more of this result. And then from here, you've got Big Dog, Cataclysm, whatever is the longest. You could use a horizon. If you got a horizon that hits, if you feel like you're losing distance with all of its topspin to the Big Dog and all of its topspin, and your goal is to get out here, short iron into the cup, typically about mid. If you use a Kingfisher, it's probably going to be more towards max. It's going to be like a max club deal, which wouldn't be a bad choice. Kingfisher's a great club, and it'd be a great club for this shot. I'm going to try a totally different deal. Okay, I'm done playing these holes by their rules. Damn it. I want to try and get to this fairway. So a couple tournaments ago, it's been like a year and a half ago, this hole was in a tournament, and my buddy Scooby had a whole big collection of Power 5 balls. And so he was taking the shot trying to get from here and bridge the gap and get out here. And then I didn't have a big selection of Power 5 balls, so I was just hitting out there with a Power 3 just to see how far I could get. And then I was just laying up to the spot that I thought that we could get to if we could make it over. And then I was working on a shot to try and get around the corner. So the shot that I was working on at that time was a max overpower hook shot, and I was somewhere using the tip out here on the sand, and I don't know where it was in my ring set, trying to do a max overpower hook shot. And the last time I took it, I finally caught it, and I had too much topspin, and I rolled off the back. So it is possible to do that shot. But yesterday, I did this shot in practice, and I actually got over, and I was like right here in the rough. I mean, I skirted right along this, and then at the very last gasp, it fell into the rough. And with my Nirvana, I could have gotten into this area, which is exactly the same area that I get from the other side of the Big Dog. But I chipped it over to here to see what it looked like, and it was a Big Dog red line, like right in this area. So my Nirvana actually started off here, and I could roll it out with topspin to get to this area. My big dog actually started off here with its ball set, with its ball guide, and so trying to bring it around this bend. So I'm not going to be able to. This isn't going to be a. I don't think I could put any topspin in. If I did, it'd be very little, maybe like one topspin. I've got this arc up here, a fairway that I could try and work the ball around, and there is a backboard on this, so if you caught the rim here, you may be able to funnel down to it, but the whole goal would be to get closer than your mid short iron, to get into your mid rapier, or your mid wedge range, but I think you can make it around. So I'm going to go for this shot, because I think if I fail in the field, I could still get up and recover and still get my birdie. So we'll see how that goes. I talked for so long on that damn hole, it reset the game. Look at that. And now I have 8 of 8, which looks exactly like the 7 of 7. Only you don't get to open it. I'm going to have to unlock a chest. Let's unlock one where we're saving a few gems. I don't like the 44 to open those. All right, let's think about what we're taking here. Taking bag number 1. Bag number 2, let me check out my big dog versus my horizon. Okay, I'm losing 2 yards of distance, but I'm gaining 15 topspin. So I mean, if you were taking the shot, if you were taking the traditional shot trying to get up there, you probably would get better results, just depending on what level your clubs are at. I think that level 7 horizon picked up some stuff, so it's probably not that good if it's lower, I'm sure. I'm going to take a big dog because I'm comfortable with my big dog stuff. It's the one thing I like about a big dog is right off the bat, it has lots of backspin, it has topspin, it's got curl. Then it doesn't get good ball guide until right at the very end, and even then it's not like, it's more like extra mile ball guide. Picks up a little accuracy. That should be all I need. Now let's pick out a ball. I think I wrote down what ball I'm using here. I'm using a Power 5 ball, but I didn't write it down. And I don't think the Megalodon might work if the wind was blowing in the wrong direction. But I think I was using a Euro ball. Let me write that down on my notes. Euro. Alright, that's all I need. I'm going for it. I want to see if it's possible to get up there and get onto, because I'm a firm believer in the game of Golf Clash that all these par 5s need to be eagle holes, and there are a few of them like this hole that are tough. There's one other one that I can think of. I know that there's more than one other one, but there's one other one I can think of that they changed the hole and made it easier, and it's still super tough. It was impossible. I mean, I'm not going to say it was absolutely impossible to get an eagle. You could get an eagle, but it was a tough, long shot. It was hard just to get to the spot where you could try and go for eagle. Every shot was tough. I did get better at that hole once I got a Spitfire. Wait, 2 rings off. 3-1. And I'm going to overpull this about a ring, because I didn't like the spot that I set up in. Hit it perfect. Let's see if I can get over to that other fairway. And that was a little short. What that tells me is that I gave myself too much separation, too much. You have to hit that perfect. If you're really trying to bridge that gap, you want to get as close to that rough as possible. So when you're setting the shot up, that's why I moved it over another half ring, because I felt like I gave myself 2 full rings of separation. And then I moved it in another half a ring while I was setting the shot up, because I didn't think I could make it with that much curl. But the closer you can get to it, the farther out there you can get. So there's still a little bit of room there to get out there. Okay, I can get up. So the deal here is that there's no, this is when they talk about risk versus reward. The deal is if you're committed to going for that shot, the risk is that you'll end up in the rough, but the reward is that you can recover. So there's 3, 7, right along the red line. Hit it 1 ring, maybe 2 rings straight to the right. And all that's important is when it spins around and pans around and looks at the hole, is that the trees there. I had to plug in my battery. My tablet damn near died. I have no idea where my opponent is. But when it pans around, as long as you can see the pin and the trees aren't in your way, you want those trees to be to your right, you got a shot. So I'm taking my Hornet. I'm going to play my Hornet. I'm going to play my Hornet like I normally play my Hornet. I think I might be in mid-club. No, I'm going to play the Golf Clash notebook numbers. I'm going to play the Golf Clash notebook numbers because I'm trying to stick to the numbers that I have on my piece of paper, and if I don't like them, then I can start adjusting them. Nice shot. Nice shot. Get in the hole. That works just fine. So there's max. There's min. There's mid. I'm eking towards max. I'm going to do 1.4 per ring. I'm going to do 1 backspin. So it's 3.1 divided by 1.4. It's 2.43 rings. There's 243. Getting it perfect. See if we can get in the cup. We're reconnecting you. Just a bit outside. Underpulled it. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Look at that. And they picked up the eagle. Excellent. So that was just the minimum score round. That's just the minimum score that you need to shoot in order to get into the bracket. And so I saw in yesterday's qualifying round there was a 14 and 113. Today there's 3 13s. All the 12s. We still got 2 people with 11. See if there's anybody else playing. We still got a few people left down here at the bottom. So yesterday there wasn't anything but 12s that made it. So the minimum score is 12, and we've got to shoot the minimum score in order to get through these brackets. That means that everybody going into the opening round got into the opening round by shooting the minimum score. So picking up one shot, just one shot somewhere separates you from a bunch of people in the group. So coming in with a 25 instead of a 24 or a 26, going from that range, there's a ton of holes in this tournament where we can pick shots up, but there's also a ton of holes where we can get in some serious crap. And so it's going to be a fun tournament. I think that the people that can shoot the minimum score stuff, no matter what the hole, and have multiple different ways to go at it. If the wind's actually changing, some of these holes, how we approach them may change, because we may not have, like on that hole right there where I tried to get over, if we're getting a big headwind, there's no, you can do the layup shot. So you have to have other ways to get the hole done in your bag, because the wind may change, like one-on-one, where sometimes that shot doesn't work in one-on-one. All right, that was hole number 9 of the Stateside Classics tournament and Tuesday's qualifying round in the rookie division. Qualified 4th. Thanks for watching.